Hello friends, today I will be telling you a story with a big message. Sometimes it is better to tell a story with a message rather than talk about the message for a length of time. Friends, this story I had heard in a video of Osho and I really liked it a lot. So the story goes such. There was a beggar and he used to go around in the village and ask for alms from all the people that he met. And he lived in a small hut with his wife. And in the evening when he came back with whatever the people gave him, he used to share it with his wife, and that's how he lived. Before leaving to get the bhiksha, he used to put some rice in his bag so that people could see that there was something in his bag and they would think that, well, he is getting some kind of help from people, so he is a needy person. So he did that one day and he put some rice grains in his bag and he was going around looking for some other people who could give him something. After some time, he got a little tired of walking, so he sat under a tree and thought that after some rest he will proceed. He was amazed because just at that time, the chariot of the king was coming on the road. He could not believe himself because he had wanted many times to go to the palace and ask the king for help. But the guards had never allowed him to enter. So he was feeling very lucky that the king's chariot was going in front of him and he could stop it and ask for whatever the king could give him. Just then the chariot came and stopped near him and the king got down and came to him. But what the king did was he put a cloth in front of the beggar and said, "Give me something. I have come to ask you for something." The beggar was shocked. He was thinking he will be getting so much, and here the king was asking. So the king said, "This morning I had determined that I will go out and the first person I will meet, I will ask that person to give me something, whatever the person wanted to give me." Now the beggar thought to himself, "Oh my God, I have to give," because this was something he had never done. He only knew how to take, how to get. He had never known how to give. And so he was very, very upset. But the king insisted, "Give me anything." Now the beggar thought, and then he put his hand in his bag and removed one grain of rice and put it on the cloth that the king had put in front of him. The king took that and left. Now the man became very sad. "Oh, I had to give. I have not done this ever, and I had to give. This was something of mine, and I had to part with it." So with a heavy heart, he went around, and lots of people gave him lots of grains. His bag became full, but his heart was unhappy. Why? Because he had to give. In the evening, he came back home, and his wife looked at him and his bag, and she said, "Why? Today your bag is so full. There's so much people have given you. But how come you're looking so crestfallen, so sad?" So the beggar said, "Oh, don't ask me. I met the king, and instead of giving me lots of things, he took away from me. I had to give him." And the wife looked at the bag full of grains, and she turned it upside down to see what was in it. And in that bag, there was one grain of rice which was gold. The beggar looked, and then he became even more shocked, because when he saw that one grain that he had given him in return 1 grain of gold, he cried in his heart, and then he thought, oh, why didn't I give him a fistful of rice? Today I would have had a fistful of gold rice. This is the sad part of the story. Now friends, we all know that it is very good to give, but there are lots of people who do not know the art of giving. They only know how to take, how to get. A lot of us, if we don't look at the material things like small things, you will realize very few people like to give. Very few people like to share what they have. They only like to give possibly when it is something in return for a favor. So if somebody has given you lots, you like to return the favor by giving a little back. So this is the message today. All that we give turns into gold. Maybe not materially, but as a blessing, as something which will come in useful to us at some point in our life. This was my message today. Thank you very much.